I expected you hours ago, hero. It's not... I was wondering how long it was going to take Vea to convince you to follow me. But she thought I didn't notice when she glanced at my writ, didn't she? Where is my overly curious apprentice, by the way? I know Vea wants answers, but this is my job. There are rules, especially where the lords of the great houses are concerned. There might be a way to deal with this, though, provided you're willing to help. First, don't kill any veterans. That's a violation of my writ and could have serious consequences for both of us. Second, you sneak around and search for anything that pertains to Ulron's exile while I figure out how to deal with the counselor. We need to be invisible. These things work best when no one but the target knows we're there. If you get spotted, you're on your own. I even cough on anyone without a writ, and the Morrowind tongue will have my head. It's unusual, but not unheard of. True, most writs taken out against the houses target low to mid-ranking officials. The Grand Master is cautious when it comes to accepting such a high-profile writ. Apparently, though, this target has been very bad. Councillor Dovera has been conspiring with House Drez to promote the slave trade and avoid scrutiny by Redrin and Pact officials. She played a dangerous but profitable game, and her coffers were overflowing. Until someone noticed. I'm not privy to the laborious investigations that took place. In cases like these, though, the target usually becomes complacent and lets her guard down. She made a mess. Now I get to clean it up. For the good of Dunmer society. That's the question, isn't it? It nags at us the way the torchbug nags at the brave little scrib in those children's stories. Once we discover who Ulron's torchbug is, we'll have a clearer understanding of why they set him up and why he had to die. I'm not saying that. Accidents happen. But they certainly made sure Ulron was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Both in Balmora and again in the Ashlander camp. In addition to whatever you can find here, you should also talk to Captain Briven. Briven's name keeps coming up. At the very least, he was Ulron's best friend once. He might be able to shed some light on Ulron and what happened to cause his exile. And I really want to know what took place after Ulron left us that message. Vea's my apprentice, and I'll decide when she's ready to take on a mission. She's been through a lot, and her actions reflect on me and my status in the Morrowind tongue. She may not appreciate it right now, but I'm trying to keep the both of us on track. That's how it works. Her actions are my actions. Vea goes out and executes 3 writs. I share the credit and get praised for training my apprentice. On the other hand, if she kills someone without a writ, the Morrowind tongue takes both our heads. There have to be. My order came this close to being eliminated. It's only recently that we've started to make a comeback, and only in Dunmer territory. If we can't control the actions of our members, we'll be hunted down and destroyed for sure. The front door's guarded like a bank vault. Maybe there's another way in through one of the buildings by the docks.
Did you see his new bow? That must have cost him. What a little extortion among friends. mostly just for the pickpockets. Says it's the only love he ever gets.
Go around killing Red Ring soldiers. My reputation's on the line here.
Just for the pictures. Says it's the only laugh he ever gets.
watch his back.
See what you can find pertaining to Ulran. I've got a dagger and a writ with Councillor Dolvar's name on them.
He hears voices in his head. Don't worry, they're good people.
If we don't find anything, maybe we can ask for an invitation to the upcoming council meeting. I'm sure they'd be happy to answer our questions. So House Veteran issued an advisory against the Morag Tong? Fat lot of good that's going to do the Councillor.
Did you meet
He hears voices in his head. Don't worry, they're good people.
gold is no picnic, but the alternative is a lot worse.
You do not want to get on my...
Damn the luck! I was hoping for a quick stab and go, but it seems the Councillor might actually... So Councillor Dolvra does know something about Vea's brother. Damn it all! Now I suppose you want to actually talk to her before I execute the walking pile of pond scum. Of course we do. I specifically waited for you to arrive because I figured that would be the case. Still doesn't mean I'm happy about blurring the line between helping Vea and performing my duty as a Morag Tong. We discovered that the next meeting of the High Council will take place at the consulate outside Balmra. The war clause and the Ashlander abuse aren't completely sanctioned by the House, and Dolvra was present when Ulran was exiled. Not a bad haul. That means we have to get Dolvra to spill her guts before I spill her guts. Just keep your wits about you, hero. Dolvra wields her feminine charms the way I wield my daggers. Don't let her seduce you into doing something stupid before I end her.
Did you meet the new commander?
Be quick with your questions, hero. When I slip in, so do my daggers.
Ah, you must be here about those pesky patrol schedules. After all that clandestine correspondence, it's a pleasure to finally meet you in person. Now, well, look at you. I'm impressed. The last person House Drez sent over was so much more scruffy. I have a meeting with House Halalu shortly, but I think I can spare a few more moments for you. To seal our partnership, you understand. Oh, you do you? And why in oblivion would I tell you anything about that? You're obviously not my afternoon appointment. You'd best take your leave before I have my soldiers throw you into the swamp. Ulron's dead? That's news to me. All I know is that Ulron was tested and found wanting. He decided that the life of an Ashlander was more important than that of a Redoran soldier. We stripped him of his rank and banished him from Vardenfell. Everyone knew Ulron cared more about those savages than he did for members of his own house. But what does it matter who tested his loyalty? He failed and paid the price for his poor choices. Now, tell me what this is about before I get really angry.
That's what you're wearing? All right, but it's your funeral.
How dare you! I'm a lord of House Redoran, the Morag Tong.
The Morag Tong issued the writ with your name on it. You do remember that House Redoran frowns upon slavery these days, yes? Take another look around, hero, and see if you can find anything else related to Ulron. Alakir massage oils? Fancy. But that has nothing to do with Ulron.
I try not to be superstitious. That brings bad luck.
You do not want to get my mares up. Trust me.
More proof that Dolvera was in bed with both House Halalu and House Drez. That's Captain Brithen's seal. I suppose our evil counselor courted favor wherever she could find it. The good Captain Brivin appears to be more involved in Ulron's fate than I had imagined. He never struck me as the type to use murder and deceit to get ahead, but that's the problem with greed. It causes decent people to make stupid choices. Or he's trying to hide something. The letter mentioned an intact squad sent to scout the old fort. You need to get out there and see what those soldiers know before Brivin gives them new orders and they disappear. If you can slip into town, sure, they should be told. But you didn't take my advice. You killed veteran soldiers. That's your trouble to deal with. I need to present my completed writ, so I'll catch up with you in Vale later.
Morality is a fool's game.
Did you know that the Dark Elves make jelly out of scribs? You'd think bug jelly would taste awful. But spread it on bread and, oh, it's divine.
Me? Go into a tomb? No, no. That's what Narcissus Brent does. He's the explorer. I'm just the hired help. I'm surprised he is not here yet. I could have sworn that old scroll said Veloth Tomb. But I suppose it could have been Dreloth. Oh, there are lots of tombs. You can't swing a dead mammoth without hitting the resting place of some dark elf ancestor. Vardenfell is overflowing with the things. Anyway, I guess I'll head over to the Dreloth tomb and see if Narcissus went in there.